Alrighty everybody, welcome to the first episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lord. We are going to start a new game. And, yes, let's see. I love this series. This series is definitely one of my favorites. We got Counselor, Sentinel, Guardian, focus on combat and lightsaber mastery. Oh, like well balanced. Let's see. I usually swing one way or the other. Let's go Counselor for shits and giggles. Let's do a quick character. Let's do custom, because why not? Nothing against blacks, definitely not black. Let's go with this one. Attributes. Character apply bonuses or penalties from everything combat skill, checks and forces. So everything at the moment is -1. Oh, it's -1. Okay, so I guess one in strength, dexterity. I guess we'll do one in dexterity. Constitution. Intelligence versus knowledge and reasoning. High intelligence adds modifiers, number of point character spends on essential skills. Let's increase that to 15. Increase that to 15. Wisdom. Put 15 in that and 2 in that. Okay, I see that happening. Okay, there we go. Constitution. Harder to kill. Let's see. We'll move on to skills. Let's see, we got 16 points remaining, so definitely gonna go to treat injury. Increase that a couple. This is electronic locking devices. Once a character invests a point in the skill, it becomes one of the default options on targeted doors and container security spikes. Bonus to the skill and in the inventory will appear as a default option on targeted doors. That beats. Straight in the medium. Team, let the fighting have the thing. Not worth it. Let's see it. Critical strike. Range and melee. Flurry of the Oh, back at the top. Okay. Very hard to know what you want. I guess I've been spending a little bit too much time on this screen that I will go with that. Let's type. Let's just go with toads. Obviously, for obvious reasons. There we go. There's my guy. Hopefully, I didn't fuck this up.
Primary power offline. Hyperdrive offline. Multiple hull breaches detected. Proximity alert. The Ebon Hawk is adrift in space after a terrible battle. Most of its crew are dead or dying. You lie in the medical room in critical condition. You won't survive long without medical attention. The hyperdrive is damaged. Main power must be restored in order to bring the engines online and dock with the nearby Paragus mining station for much-needed repairs. Your fate and that of the Ebon Hawk depend upon T3M4, a lone astromech droid. Return to this location at any time to skip the prologue. Press WASD to move T3M4. You have new quest.
Just pause one, pause the game, I'll pause, you need to issue command to your party.
Sometimes bashing or blowing open a container will break some of the items in the container, but you can use even broken items. They can be turned into useful components at a workbench. This old woman appears to be dead. There is a key card on the body that looks like it opens a locker somewhere. This blast door is magnetically sealed and cannot be opened. If you need help exploring the Ebon Hawk, access the map screen by pressing M. While some doors can be bashed open or cut open with a lightsaber or cutting, this lift will take you to the outer hull of the Ebon Hawk, where you will find many parts and mines to use for accessing and repairing the hyperdrive. While some doors can be bashed open, you can use this lift.
Oh wow, that's a big old chunk out of that. Huh. Jesus Christ. Much needed repairs indeed.
This is the starboard side of the Ebon. This open hatch has some parts that will be useful for getting main power restored. This busted engine port has some needed parts for the Ebon Hawk's hyperdrive. Take the parts here back down below to get main power restored. These exposed wires control the door to the starboard dormitory. The door is currently Success. Don't forget to explore this is the port. The bubbles ahead indicate mines that you've detected automatically with your awareness skill. Approach mines carefully. They will blow up and damage you if you get too close. You can use your recovering mine. Device in this missile to blow open the engine room door inside the Ebon Hawk. This will give you access to the hyperdrive. After you plant a mine, back away quickly so that you do not take damage. This is one of the Ebon Hawk's quad laser turrets. They are damaged, but you can scavenge some parts from it to use in repairing the Ebon Hawk. Explosive device in this missile to blow open the engine room door inside the Ebon Hawk. This will give you access to the hyperdrive. After you plant a mine, back away quickly so that you do not. You can use the explosive device in this missile to blow open the engine room door inside the Ebon Hawk. This will give you access to the hyperdrive. After you plant a mine, back away quickly so that you do not take damage. a slip to take you back inside the Ebon Hall. The store is damaged and cannot be opened with your security skill or by bashing it. You can use a line to open the store. This is the engine room. The port engine is shut down, but appears intact. Fixing the hyperdrive will allow you to restore power to the port. The hyperdrive is suffering. However, you should be able to rig the hyperdrive to restore primary power and bring the port engine online. Success. Only one step remains. Return to the galaxy map in the The starboard engine is badly damaged. Fixing it won't be possible until after docking with the Paragus mining station. This is the main hold. This is the cargo hold. Talking to other characters. This is the cockpit. You can now plot a...
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead? Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained for such things. I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened? Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor, a result of your Jedi training, no doubt. Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down. So it would seem. Keep your past and let us focus on the now. I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived in must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave. We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed. Even as I slept, I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent. I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived. You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions. I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
Emergency lockdown is...
this is the exit, but it is sealed. Strange. Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing. Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you... Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel. You hear it. It is fate. It is the force you feel. Do not turn away from it. Listen. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will... Beyond this door, someone... But you have nothing to fear from this one.
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulation uniform while I've been in here? Atten Rand. Excuse me if I don't shake hands. The field only causes mild electrical burns. Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal. You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will soon be crawling up your ion engine in no time. But the story gets better. See, some of the miners get it into their ferrocrete skulls that since the Jedi's unconscious, they can collect the bounty the Exchange has posted for live Jedi. Well, what passes for the law here didn't like that idea. So the two groups started fighting. Then there was some big explosion, and then I was sitting here for a long time, waiting for some half-naked miner to show up and ask a bunch of Don't know much about it. Maybe the Exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking to collect. Not many Jedi left. Wouldn't surprise me if the bounty's pretty high. The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows? Yeah, Revan, Malak, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been? Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malak turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course. I guess. There's rumors all over space about it. All I heard was Revan returned to pay Malak back for trying to kill her in the first place. You know women. Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman. Look, no offense or anything, but your weird half-naked Hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about. Where is everybody? The miners can't all be gone. But if they are... Look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times. This facility isn't a military installation, which means we may have a chance. You shut down this cell security field and I can reroute the emergency system so we can get to the hangars. We grab a ship and then we fly out of here. Great. Now to business. All right, here we are. Now this console is set on automatic hail. You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters. Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here, and suddenly you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Pazak. The console's ours. Now, all we need to do is reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown. Hey! This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down from remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean. No, someone tried to lock down this whole level tight, and leave us here, trapped. I doubt it. All we have is communications back, for all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us. Be my guest. Not much else we can do. Found anything? So is that stupid droid of yours gonna come through or not? Well, I'm beginning to think I was a little better off in my... Hey, what do you know? A little cargo cylinder came... If he got the turbo lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the hangar. Wait, don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining tunnels. Are you? That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated rock and collapsed blast tunnels. You'd be an idiot to go down there. You're either really brave or really Alright, I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I just don't want to be trying to get off this rock bomb. I'll keep the comm link open. I may be able to guide you through the tunnels from up here. Don't know if the signal will hold if you get too deep.
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbolifts have been...
Interference down there, probably caused by that explosion. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Paragas fuel depot. If the passages haven't collapsed, that explosion knocked out most of the sensors. There should be an emergency crate in the next room. Watch yourself. There's a lot of droid broadcasts in that area, but I can't... Will do, and be careful. Find the emergency supplies? About time. The whole half-naked Jedi. Look, there may be some survey gear and a safety harness inside the crate, too. The miners wear them when staking claims on the asteroids. The survey gear is designed to spot and protect you against sonic mines, and the safety harness can be helpful if you try to disarm them. Yeah, it's like a military-issue energy shield, except it's designed to protect the miners against lasers and heat. Should work against the droid mining lasers. It won't last forever, certainly not against multiple laser hits, but it may buy you some time if you get ambushed by a battalion of droids. Just equip it on your wrist and then you can activate it like a med pack. Again, it won't last forever, so make it count. Just one more thing. I've narrowed down some of the ID signals, and if the numbers are right, you're sharing those tunnels with a battalion of mining droids. Well, these are construction models. They shoot like a moisture farmer militia. Since they rely on ranged weapons, get in close with a melee weapon and start bashing them.
In close combat, the guy with the vibroblade has the edge over the guy with the rifle, droid or not. Otherwise, just drill them from a distance. If they're not shielded, that is. Yeah, it's possible some of the droid models may have mining shields on. If so, the shields may absorb laser fire. You can usually tell when a shield is active. It'll make an electrical field around the target. If they activate a shield, the best thing you can do is hit them with a melee weapon or try to burn out the shield with continual fire. But that could take a while, and it leaves you a target. There's gotta be some central controller down there. See if you can find a terminal by the main access shaft. That'd be governing intel. Watch where you step. I'm picking up a lot of... If you have any skill with demolitions, you might be able to recover them and use them against the droids. That is, if the mines... If you have survey gear or a safety harness, put them on. They'll make spotting and disarming the sun. Those mining droids, especially the excavator models, are designed to arm and set sonic charges for mining. Chances are if they still had charges after they went rogue, then they may have set them to try and kill the miners. And you. If you see one of those excavators, watch out. They may use their undeployed charges as projectiles. Watch out. That explosion has superheated the tunnels ahead. That steam will cook the skin. If you can find a mining energy shield, switch it on. It should protect you against the heat if you move quickly. something big. I think it's the main ventilation shaft. If so, the central droid controller should be somewhere nearby. Keep an eye out for it. I'm picking up a lot of droids. If you still have a mining energy shield, I'd equip it and switch it on. Sensor? It must be maintenance drones. Watch out. Those little pests will try to repair the mining droids if you don't gun them down first. Still, it's odd they're still active after the explosion. They don't have the same shielding as the mining droids. Be careful of those droids. I don't like this. readings. What are you doing down there? The containment fields in the mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to get out of there before they vent fuel to the surface of the asteroid through the tunnels. I may be able to keep it contained until you get the turbo lift to the fuel depot, but not for much longer. I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration section now to keep the blast from spreading. If you've got anything left to do down there, make it quick, because where you are is going to get...
It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous Master, you are the only organic which I may now serve. Answer. The captain of the Harbinger, Master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination. Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our... Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship. Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled. Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown... It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have... Explanation. I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and... Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation... Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive, painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function. Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian. I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are not... Indignant exclamation. Master, I am only a protocol droid, but it is part of my function to know such information and relay it to any interested parties in the interests of terminating any... Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed. 3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result, these accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility... Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower level. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems. You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level. Answer. I do not know, Master. Ironically enough, any miner that fled to the dormitory level to protect themselves from the droids and the explosions would find themselves in a It is unlikely any miners remain alive. As I said, the dormitory has been cut off from the rest of the facility, as has... Apology. Unfortunately, communication with the dormitory section is severed, Master. It is perhaps for the best, especially if any other accidents have... If that were the case, the severed comm link would have spared us the satisfaction of hearing the miners' screams as they lived... Theory. You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous. Morning, Master. Continued exploration of this facility may place you in a... I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue the... Weary resignation. Very well, Master, but there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock... Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am... Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, He voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same explanation. Yes, ma'am. Condescending explanation. Oh, yes, Master. The code is maintenance control, voice print ID R1B5. But placating answer. Oh, of course, Master. I shall endeavor not to forget such descriptors in the future. If I do, I assure you, it is merely a result. Answer, Master, you... Of course. This individualism can become such a nuisance that even a droid such as myself is tempted to reduce them to their base component. But enough of my seemingly irrelevant tangent. Where did you leave the droid, Master? Answer. Ah, then that would explain why such a... Of course. Condescending explanation. Musing. Answer, Master, you...
Found anything? Yeah? Did you blow it up? Yeah, well, watch your back. Droids can't be trusted. So they are still alive. But the dormitory comm isn't picking up anything. Voice print? Great. That means he'd have to speak the code. And he's... Yeah? Because droids can't... So they... There may be some emergency route to get to them. Still, maybe we should leave them where they are and try to get to... If they wanted to sell you to the exchange, we should make a clean getaway while we... Voice print? There's ways to beat voice prints, though. If you can get samples of his voice in the right words, you should be able to fake the voice print code, if you know what it is. You know, I overheard the maintenance officer getting chewed out by the security officer. You might want to check the security office on this level and see if there's any voice samples stored in the logs. And maybe there's samples of the code in the maintenance officer's holologs, if you can find a way to record them.
Trouble between the work shifts. Word of the Jedi leaked out and the miners' quarters mining crew wanted us to... No word from the Republic. Accidents are making... 2 miners were drilled by a... Tracted the freighter in. Was lucky it wasn't destroyed. Now, sent the question. He's... Trouble between the work shifts. No, 2... Inventoried the bodies and cargo. Everything matches the protocol droid store. The T3 droid had seized up, so we left it in storage in standby mode. Don't know what code will access it. It could be its voice. We put... When it...
right. All hands, especially you, Corder. Listen up, because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna... Why? Because in case you forgot, Paragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragas 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything... I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt Corda or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this, but I'm not taking any Whoever's responsible won't be able to have the droids rescue him after I lock him up. Nothing will cut through that. I secured the stealth field generator. All I need to do is equip the belt, and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, if any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should... I'd rather... And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge, it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal... I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed... So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can...
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I can just close my eye. You better give me some answers.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the jet. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and...
Yes, sir. Maintenance control.
Idiot.
Okay, I'm gonna call it quits for now, guys. I'll continue another day.